farm, family, community. This is Midwest Farm Weekly.
Good morning and thanks for joining us on Midwest Farm Weekly. I'm Melaine Wells. In your news headlines, we start with dairy producers approving a series of modifications to federal milk marketing orders. This is following months of hearings and, of course, that nationwide vote. The final decision follows a nearly 2-year process to reform FMMO provisions, the first time in 20 years. It was requested by the dairy industry to evaluate changes to the uniform pricing formulas. You can read all about the specific updates in the Midwest Farm section of WeAreGreenBay.com. Most of those rules will take effect in June of this year. That announcement was made right here in Green Bay by USDA representatives at this week's Dairy Strong event. For members of the industry, there are a lot of unknowns on the horizon when it comes to politics, with a new administration taking office on Monday.
Well, we're all boots on the ground. I mean, we're already talking with the administration. We're working on with the transition team. We have our federal policies all set in stone, so we have a lot to talk about. We're looking for timely payments and verification services to be codified in the Farm Bill, because we have a lot of milk in the upper Midwest that is not covered under the federal order, or it's depooled. So they don't have the protections that they would think they would have, a farmer would have. So we're really proactively working to make sure we have protections for farms. But more importantly, we want to see trade. We want to see some aggressive, some posturing that we can do internationally to get more exports. And I know there's a lot of tension about exports right now, and so we have our work cut out for us, but we look at this as a huge opportunity. Wonderful. We all need to collectively get our thoughts together on how we're going to handle our businesses and grow our businesses, and how do we really work with one another. What's nice about this is we have a lot of our premium suppliers and partners with farms. They want to get some technology or financing, or we have an awesome group of corporate members here. So it's really about the networking too. Most farmers, they want to get together and chat and see what, check in with one another. We really found that that's one of the biggest things that's come out of Dairy Strong.
Events like Dairy Strong give organizations like the Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin a chance to connect with the people that they serve. DFW is funded through the Dairy Checkoff, and that's taken out of farmers' milk checks. Well, the way that they market milk, cheese, butter, and more has evolved through the years. Their goal is always to get more Wisconsin dairy in the hands and mouths of consumers.
We utilize those checkoff dollars in ways that maybe are a little different than they had been used prior, but we're taking those checkoff dollars and sharing that story with what's happening in Wisconsin with those that are not in Wisconsin. 90% of the milk that's produced in Wisconsin is turned into cheese, and 90% of that cheese reaches others outside of our state. So we want them to know how fantastic the Wisconsin dairy products are. And we're here to teach how amazing cheese is, to really think outside of the box, think outside of the wheel maybe, is you could say, and really go into what cheese can be instead of what we think of it as today.
Wisconsin's dairy industry supports 120,700 jobs, and every dollar that's generated by the dairy industry contributes an additional 93 cents in revenue for our state. Wisconsin's producer-led watershed programs are making an impact on conservation practices. A new report looks at data from 2022 to 2023. Just over 2,000 farmers participated in these producer-led groups, managing close to 800,000 acres of cropland. These groups are actively engaged with their communities. Through 182 outreach events, they participated in nearly 100 on-farm demonstration and research projects. According to this new report, there was a 29% increase in acres covered by nutrient management plans, a 15% increase in no-till farming practices, and a 2% increase in cover crop usage. Farmers across the Midwest are concerned about offers being made to install solar fields on prime farmland. Solar companies are offering farmers between $1,000 and $4,500 per acre. With low commodity prices, high input costs, and interest rates on the rise, this is catching the attention of landowners. However, many of these leases last between 20 and 40 years. It's something farmers say needs to be considered before signing up.
I really don't want to see ground tied up that'll never be farmed again. Who are we kidding? These solar farms say, yeah, we're going to come in, we're going to pay you this rent. When we're done, we'll clean it up like it was before. That's the biggest lie in the world. It isn't possible.
Some of the funding for these solar projects is coming from the Inflation Reduction Act and clean energy grants. It is unknown how many of these programs will continue receiving those federal dollars when the new administration takes office. 2024 crop production summaries are in, starting with corn in Wisconsin. Corn for grain came in at 515 million bushels with a yield of 174 bushels per acre. We harvested 2.96 million acres, 180,000 acres below 2023. Our total harvest fell around 7% compared to 2023 as well. Nationally, farmers experienced record high yields on their grain corn. Corn silage production also continued a downward trend in Wisconsin. When it comes to soybeans, the Wisconsin soybean crop yielded 48 bushels per acre. Total harvest fell about 3% from 2023 to a total of 102 million bushels. Overall, U.S. soybean production grew 5%. Potato growers in the Badger State also took a bit of a hit with an 8% smaller crop in 2024. Hay, though, a bright spot. Alfalfa and alfalfa mixtures for hay production were just over 3 million tons, and that is up 75% from 2023. There is a new round of grants available in Wisconsin to help strengthen the beef supply chain. These funds are designed to help processors modernize, expand, and improve their operations. Projects can last up to 2 years, with grants offering up to $50,000. Applicants must provide a 100% match of the grant amount, and the selection process is competitive. These applications are due before February 24th. Last week on Midwest Farm, we gave you a preview of a new film called Green and Gold. It follows a Wisconsin man who's trying to save his family farm. Recently on Local 5 Live, we had the chance to interview the brothers who direct and produce this film. They say a passion for agriculture is in their roots.
Yeah, so our grandpa was a dairy farmer, and we grew up around that farm. It was actually shut down as a functional farm. It was used for agriculture, or just kind of, corn and that kind of thing afterwards. But yeah, we grew up around the farm a lot and had a lot of, cousins and family that was around it as well. So, and then alongside that, we were also passionate, lifelong Packers fans. So this is sort of a love letter, partly to ourselves and what we grew up around, but obviously to a lot of folks in the area. And so it's a dream. The whole project's a total dream come true.
So we gave a tease about it, but expand on what the plot is of the movie.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. It's really about a grandfather, Craig T. Nelson, and his granddaughter trying to save their family farm. So, it's a really common story. It's based in the 90s around kind of the farming crisis. But, yeah, that's kind of the root of it, is him trying to save his farm from going under. So.
And he bets on the Green Bay Packers going all the way, right? To try to save the farm. We won't say what happens in the end, but that's kind of, typical Packer fan, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's funny too. Like for folks who aren't from here that we've shared the story with, they're everybody knows how passionate Packers fans are. I think that's just been really fun to actualize and realize. So.
Yeah.
Where were some of the places that you filmed?
Yeah, so honestly, 90% of it was right here in Wisconsin, in Door County. And yeah, we've always had affection for Door County specifically, but Wisconsin in general, growing up here. So. When we wrote the story, we knew the landscape. We already knew the kind of farm type that we were wanting to shoot on, so it was a very natural fit. But yeah, all local small family farms that are now dear friends of ours. But yeah, all of it's right here in local Wisconsin. So.
And there's one kind of a cool add-on to it is we actually had a studio want to buy the film 2 weeks before we were about to shoot, and one of the stipulations was they wanted us to shoot in another state that had tax incentive for films. And we ended up, at that point, all the farmers were on, Craig's on a plane. Yeah. And so we ended up turning down the offer.
Wow.
Because we just love it up here and really wanted to contribute to the area. And that's a genuine passion.
You mentioned Craig being on a plane. Who doesn't love Craig T. Nelson, right?
Yeah.
How did that relationship come about?
Yeah, we honestly always wanted Craig. We were big fans, and so when we wrote the script, it was like, man, Craig is the perfect farmer for this. So we pitched it to our casting directors, and they kind of laughed. They're kind of like, okay, sure, you guys are independent filmmakers. Yeah, we'll give it a go. And Craig called us the next day and was like, hey guys, I really love this script. And he was kind of interviewing us then. It kind of flipped on us. And,
okay.
But yeah, he really fell in love with the project and what we were trying to do, and has now been a huge advocate for the film and for us. So
let's talk a little bit about some of the other people in the film, because these are some really well-respected actors that you have.
Yeah, so one of the other kind of big celebrities that we have was Brandon Sklenar. who's on the Yellowstone series 1923 and was just in the film It Ends With Us. He's the good guy in the film It Ends With Us. But
Yep,
yeah,
exactly.
he was amazing to work with and filmed up here in Wisconsin with us. And then the other, of course, we have a local legend, Charlie Behrens, as well. He's kind of this radio voice that you hear throughout the film.
Oh, fun.
And Charlie was awesome to work with as well.
You mentioned the farmers you built relationships with. Did you use any Wisconsin extras, like when we see some of the scenes at Lambeau Field?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, not only Lambeau, but a lot of our scenes. I mean, we cast probably like 200 to 300 extras, all local, really. And the community was such a huge support and an advocate for the film. So, but yeah, keep an eye out for your neighbor, because there's a decent chance you'll see him in there. So.
We didn't get the call. Maybe next time. We're going to part 2.
The sequel.
I do want to talk about tonight's event. It's called a Blue Carpet event, and that's due to the relationship that you have with Culver's and their dedication to helping area farmers. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so as an independent film, you need partners, and we're up against big studios, so you need as many or as much support as you can get. And so Culver's has, in 2013, they started their Thank You Farmers Project, which has donated millions of dollars to agricultural education. And so for us, when we were looking for a partner, we wanted somebody who was equally as passionate about farming as we were. And so they came on in a huge way and have been awesome to work with.
So this is coming to theaters. We'll have all the details on that. What do you hope people leave the movie feeling?
Man, I just hope they love Wisconsin and love where we grew up. We tried to show, just an area we have a lot of affection for and a people group that we really believe in and grew up in. So I hope we can give people a glimpse into that life. And I hope they at least like a portion of it.
Yeah.
You can look forward to seeing Green and Gold in theaters starting January 31st. Welcome back to Midwest Farm Weekly. You know, Ryan, I'm not a fan of single digits, and even less so when they have that little negative sign in front of them. It is cold.
Yeah, we're seeing that for temperatures pretty soon, but also for our snowfall departure as well. Look at these snowfall amounts since July 1st. All of our locations here are below average. Look at Marquette. They've seen 56 inches of snow on the ground this season. That's still 33 inches below average, where they should be for this time of year. Now, looking at our snowfall, our current snowpack, really the snowy areas are where you usually see it. Northern Rockies, the UP, and also out in the eastern Great Lakes as well. We also have that big snow event to our south. Looks like there's some lingering snowpack on the ground down there as well. Pushing this forward in time, this is Futurecast snow depth. All that snow goes away. It looks like a system is trying to work its way in here towards the end of this 10-day stretch, so there could be some snow coming, but really not a lot to cut into that deficit anytime soon. The big story is going to be those temperatures. Look at our highs on Sunday. 4 degrees in Green Bay, a balmy -11 out there in International Falls, -2 in Minneapolis. Overnight lows about -5 to as cold as -25 in International Falls, -9 for you out there in Pierre. Highs on Monday will struggle to get back into the single digits. We have us at 1 lonely degree here in Green Bay, -13 in International Falls, -6 out there in the Twin Cities. A goose egg for you in Pierre. Looking at those highs for Tuesday, looks like we get a little bit more moderation for those temperatures, at least for the northern plains, 25 in Pierre, 20 in Bismarck, but the coldest air will be centered right over the western Great Lakes with a high still of 1 degree here in Green Bay. Look at these wind chills out the door on Monday morning, ranging from about -25 in Green Bay, close to -40 over there in Bismarck, North Dakota. Into Tuesday morning, the cold air, like I mentioned, is centered right over the western Great Lakes with wind chills out the door on Tuesday morning, -28. We likely will see the first issuance of the extreme cold warnings here in northeast Wisconsin and portions of the upper Midwest as well. So looking at the upper air forecast, the big reason why we had another big drop in our jet stream. The jet stream is actually going to drop all the way down to northern Texas, so we get access to the coldest air of the season for sure from northern Canada. Now, we could see some ridging as we head towards, say, Wednesday, but then another mini Arctic blast drops right back in as we head towards Thursday and Friday of next week. So this is right around the 24th or 25th of the month. So looking at the temperature outlook over the next 8 to 14 days, looks like we'll be below average for sure. In terms of precipitation, dropping below average as well. So an 8 to 14 day stretch of dry weather. We'll have more ag news coming up right after the break.
As part of our partnership with Fox Valley Technical College, we show you what life is like on the farm, thanks to Jeremy Hansen. And we always like to tap into what farmers are talking about. And Jeremy, you say that is one of the things on their list is a big rescue aid package announced before the end of the year. But not a ton is known about it.
Right. Good morning, Melaine.
Nice to see you.
And first, this is some topics that I think everyone should at least know about.
Yeah.
It's been in the media, of course, but again, not a lot is known at this point. But the American Relief Act was passed on December 21st, right before Christmas, and that's part of a continuing resolution Congress passed to fund the government through like the 13th of March. So, but with that, they threw in $10 billion for farmers. And essentially, that's a direct payment for farmers based on their number of acres of whatever crop they grew, and everyone gets that. Again, USDA, or the Farm Service Agency office, doesn't know much about this yet. They're always the last to know, and they do a great job getting this figured out. But they have all the information, and farmers should just have to sign up. But there's a 90-day window to get payments made. So it'll be middle of March probably before payments are issued. But part of that is some disaster aid as well. And this is similar to the old ERP, the Emergency Relief Program that we had back in 2020, 2021, 2022. And that just bumps up our crop insurance levels. So if we up to 15% or up to about 95% coverage. Before, we didn't really use much of that in Wisconsin because we had great crops. This year, however, we might, and this is the big money thing. So there's $21 billion for that, for some crop damage. So again, I don't know the details, but we'll find out soon.
As somebody who works with a lot of farmers on their financials, is there a downside to applying to any of this, or do you encourage people to sign up?
I encourage everyone to sign up for it, and it's going to be somewhat easy, I'm hoping. So yeah, it's money available for us, and looking at some year-end numbers, some of us could use some.
And briefly, I know we talked with one of our legal experts about this, but there is also some information for our LLCs out there. What do they need to be aware of?
And our tax preparers have done a great job of reminding us. It's this FinCEN, or the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network Beneficial Ownership Information Reporting. And what is that? And we had a deadline of December 31st of last year to do this. Beginning of December, there was an injunction filed by Texas that says this is not constitutional, and the federal government came back and says, yes, it was. And so then the date changed to January 13th, which is this past week. But then another injunction came by and saying, yeah, it's unconstitutional as of December 28th. So there is no
So talk with
date.
your financial experts, see what you need to do as far as reporting.
But essentially, it's just to prevent fraud from going through LLCs. So they want to know who's the owners, and they want to tax the owners, of course. Well, so there is consequences for not doing this if there is a date for federal program eligibility, like the American Relief Act.
Well, Jeremy always keeps us up to date on what's going on Life on the Farm. You can see more of his segments on our website, fairgreenbay.com. Thanks, Jeremy.
Thank you.
The Wisconsin Fairest of the Fairs program was created nearly 60 years ago to choose an ambassador for the Wisconsin Association of Fairs. Kewaunee County's Megan Salentine is the newly crowned Wisconsin Fairest of the Fairs. Congratulations to you, Megan. You know, it's been fun. We have watched your career, so to speak, for quite a while. You served as a junior fairest in Kewaunee County, then the fairest this last year. Talk a little bit about this competition, though. What was involved in that for you?
A lot of aspects of this competition to decide who's going to be the next Wisconsin Fairest. We started on Sunday at the Chula Vista with a Meet the Contestants, and then Monday we start with our interviews. I competed against 32 other incredible women. So lots of interviews to get through, and then we have an auction on Monday night to help fund the Fairest program. Tuesday we did preliminaries, so another onstage question. And by Wednesday we had group interviews with 6 other girls in a group, and then we had selected the winner at the banquet on Wednesday night.
Talk a bit about that moment, because as you mentioned, these are all women who are so passionate about this industry. When they let you know that this was going to be your role, how did that feel?
Oh, so incredible. I was standing next to a girl who I had gotten really close with, Maria from Ozaukee County, throughout the competition, and I sat in that moment and I was like, one of us is going to win, and I'm so happy for the both of us. So when they called my county, I was like, oh my goodness. So yeah, I'm glad I have a video of it, because otherwise I don't remember it.
We are going to have you stick around, because Megan's passion for the fair runs so deep, and if you're like me, you're going, well, what does the Fairest of the Fair do for the next year as you're wearing that crown, so stick around. Next week's episode, we're going to chat with Megan about all of those topics. But Megan, how do we follow along with your journey?
On Facebook and Instagram at Wisconsin Fairest of the Fairs.
All right, well, we will have a link to Megan's social media accounts because she's going to be one busy lady putting on quite a few miles.
Yes.
And we'll explain a bit more about that and truly what her passion is on next week's Midwest Farm Weekly. But we're so happy that you joined us for this one. As always, you can watch full episodes on our website, wearegreenbay.com.